In this short video, we are going to be introduced to Thailand. We're going to talk a little bit about where it's located, what's its climate, what are some of the exports or things that Thailand sells to make money. We'll even discuss very briefly what type of government they have, and we'll also talk about what the average wage is for the average Thai person. So let's jump right in. All right, first off, Thailand is found in what we now call Southeast Asia. So if we're looking at a map, if we were looking at a compass rose, Thailand would be found on Southeast Asia. As you can see, it is surrounded by the country of Myanmar, country of Laos, and the country of Cambodia and Malaysia. So it is surrounded by 4 countries. And because of where it's located, Thailand has a tropical climate almost all year round. Their temperatures on average are roughly about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, because it is found in a tropical climate, it has a very humid type of environment. If you recall, when we talked about our chapter on the Amazon rainforest, we have those 3 imaginary lines where tropical rainforest can be found. And one thing you can't see very well with this map is that Thailand is right smack dab in the middle of those 3 imaginary lines. So because it's found in the tropics, very, very hot. So one thing that's very common in Thailand is to see people walking around in shorts, short-sleeve shirts, sandals. I mean, they're pretty much dressed for summer almost all year round. So when we look at pictures of Thailand, typically you're going to see a lot of greenery, a lot of coastlines, people on beaches. It looks like they're ready for summer. Now, having hot and humid weather creates some problems sometimes. Now, due to its tropical climate, Thais have grown used to the heavy rains they receive. So because it's so humid, they receive a lot of rainfall. And some of that rainfall compared to Nebraska would be a huge difference. They are used to annual flooding because of this. One of the things that they have grown used to are typhoons. Now, we learned that typhoons are a giant tropical storm that bring heavy rainfall and very strong winds. In other words, they're hurricanes. Now, typhoon season occurs through June and December, so that there's that time frame where typhoons tend to occur the most. Now, one of the reasons why typhoons form in this part of the world so frequently is because of the warm water needed to create these storms. So the Indian Ocean, which is right here, is an ocean that has very, very warm water. And one thing you'll learn in science is how these storms are created. Well, for hurricanes or typhoons, you need warm water in order for you to have these giant storms. So because the Indian Ocean is a hot or a warm-watered ocean, they always have very strong storms. Now, due to the heavy rainfall, in rural areas of the country, people sometimes build their homes on stilts or poles to kind of keep them up and elevated from the floods. As you can see here, this home right here is on stilts, and even these, although they're not as tall, they're also found on stilts. So when it does rain, the main structure, their main home does not get damaged from the rains or the floods. That way, their belongings don't get destroyed, and they still have a place to sleep that's dry. Now, unfortunately, flooding is also a major problem in the cities, just because especially in Bangkok. Bangkok is right off the coast, and because it's right next to the ocean, they also experience a lot of flooding. Here you have an image of people kind of going through their everyday life during a storm. As you can see, the water gets pretty high. Now, one thing that's interesting about Thailand is that before it actually used to be known as the Kingdom of Siam, but it changed its name to Thailand in 1939. So anytime you have kingdom in the name of a country, that means that they are ruled by a king. Now, Thailand is one of 14 countries that has a constitutional monarchy. So what a constitutional monarchy is, this means that they have a president who is then the head of state, but does not rule that country. He's more of a symbol. So think of another example of a constitutional monarchy would be England. They have a queen or a king, and then they have a separate set of government that creates their own laws. Now, the king can't create laws. That's more for their government. So they have prime ministers and things like that. Now, the current king of Thailand is Maha Vajiralongkorn, and he has been king for a little over 2 years. The previous king was very, very popular. He was very well loved and respected by all citizens of Thailand. And the funny thing is, the previous king, was actually born in the United States. So that kind of made him very unique and different from other kings. And now, another thing that makes Thailand very interesting, and it separates Thailand from other Asian countries, is the fact that Thailand was never conquered or controlled by any European countries. So if you look at this map, the countries that are purple were controlled by the British. The countries that are green, like these two, were controlled by the French and the United States, and then you have brown were controlled by the Dutch. As you can see, Siam has its own solid color, which means they were not conquered by either of these European or American powers. So therefore, they were able to keep their own way of government, keep their language, keep their religion, and this actually worked out for Thailand because they not only worked, and they were influenced by these European countries, and it helped establish a more modern Thailand. So they could establish trade, they could sell and export products with these people, they worked together with them, and so forth. Now, in recent years, Thailand is a country that has been experiencing growth economically, which means their wealth is increasing, they're trading with more countries, and because of that, Thailand's improving, getting richer. So the country makes a majority of their money through these three factors. Tourism is huge. A lot of people, millions of people go to Thailand every year, whether it's for the weather. There's a lot of fun activities to do in Thailand, different experience. Keep in mind, there's a lot of other places in Thailand that people can visit. Retail, so it sells a lot of clothing. It also sells a lot of manufactured goods, so from factories. Here are some examples of things that Thailand sells to other countries that help generate income. One, they sell rice. Thailand's probably one of the leading countries in rice production. Right here you have a picture of a rice paddy. One thing most people don't know is that you actually have to have a lot of water in order for rice to grow. And in this case, you have to actually have areas that are flooded, like you see in the picture. Another one is sugarcane, which is a picture right here. Sugarcane can be harvested and then can be used to create sugar, like the kind you use to sweeten things. Rubber is another major export in Thailand. Think about all the things we use rubber for. Some of it that rubber is then collected and then processed into whether it's erasers, shoe soles, rubber bands, and the list goes on and on. They also sell electronics. Because Thailand has a tropical climate, they do export and sell a lot of tropical fruits. So things like mangoes, dragon fruits, rambutan, coconuts, Java apples, and so forth. Those are very, very popular in many places around the world, so they sell those. And the last one, because Thailand is off the coast of the Indian Ocean, they do also fish, sell a lot of fish products, crab, salmon, certain types of fish, and then they sell it around the world. Unfortunately, this wealth is not evenly distributed, so even though Thailand is growing economically, not everyone has the same opportunities as some people. And if you live in the city, on average, the average time is about 800 baht. Now, keep in mind when you're dealing with average, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. But if we were to convert that to American dollars, it would be roughly about $25 a month. Now, keep in mind, living expenses are a lot different in Thailand than, let's say, the United States, but it would be considered a very, very small amount of money if we were to go over there. Now, due to having limited opportunities in rural Thailand, many are moving to the cities in search of jobs, which can then lead to overcrowding, pollution, and among other things. So, because there are a few jobs in the countrysides other than farming, many people are taking their chances, moving to the cities in hopes of finding jobs in factories or fishing, and then going from there. Now, unfortunately, because of this, cities like Bangkok and other major ones in Thailand are becoming overcrowded, which can then lead to a variety of different issues. As I mentioned earlier, overcrowding, pollution. You also have problems with not having enough housing for people. So a variety of different problems pop up. Now, what we're going to do, make sure you answer the questions, make sure you complete this assignment, and then we'll talk about this on Wednesday. Thank you.